In today's video, I will be making my updated 2024 House election prediction. So let's get right into it because this is going to be a long video. Now the consensus has Democrats at 202 and Republicans at 208. So I'm going to be predicting the US House elections. Let's start off with the first state, Alabama. We don't have much to talk about here, but Democrats are likely to gain a seat because of redistricting requirements by the US Supreme Court. I think they'll probably draw one of the Republican incumbents. It looks like it might be the Alabama 6th Congressional District, maybe the one that goes to the Democratic Party, because this is the district that could also consume the large Democratic city over here. So Democrats are going to gain a seat in Alabama by court order. The state of Alaska with Mary Peltola, she won in 2022 by a huge margin, by 10 points in the ranked choice voting results. I don't think she's going to win by that margin in 2024, but I think she'll probably win. In the state of Arizona here, we have two competitive seats. We have Andy Biggs, we have David Shortingut in Arizona's 1st District, and we have June Kochamani in Arizona's 6th Congressional District. I think that the 6th District, currently held by a Republican first-term incumbent, I think he'll probably end up winning. But I think for Arizona's 1st District, this district will probably go blue on the presidential election level. If we look at the 2020 presidential election level, it was plus 1.5 for Joe Biden, and the incumbent there only won by 0.9% in 2022, not the most impressive margin. He definitely underran expectations, and I think Democrats could end up flipping this district. Now going to the state of Arkansas, nothing really there. The state of California, there's a couple of important seats here. First off, in the 13th District, this on the presidential election level certainly won't look very good for the Republicans because Biden did win the seat by 10 and he barely won the seat against another Democrat who is not the incumbent. So I do believe Democrats will end up flipping the seat. Now with David Valadao, I think he's a more moderate candidate, someone who could probably end up winning. Therefore, I do believe he'll end up holding on to re-election. Now, 27th District, it's interesting. Mike Garcia won by 6 points in 2022, despite being a very conservative candidate in a D+10 district on the presidential election level. However, he is kind of perceived as a moderate by people who don't understand politics, and therefore I think he'll probably still end up winning. It doesn't matter what your actual politics are, but rather what people perceive you to be. Oops. Okay, so for the next district here, we have the 41st District with Ken Calvert. I don't think he's going to lose. He's in a Republican district on the presidential level, so he's probably going to end up winning for 2024. So that's it for the state of California. Now for the state of Colorado. For the state of Colorado, we have two competitive districts, the 3rd District and the 8th District. The 8th District is currently held by a Democratic incumbent. She only won by 0.7%, though this was a district Republicans were expected to win in 2022. And this district voted for Biden by around 4.5 points. I think Democrats will probably still hold the seat. I think Lauren Boebert, despite having a very close election on the House, she was expected to easily win, possibly by like 15 points. She won by 0.2%. That was not good for her, but I think she'll probably end up winning. And I do believe Democrats will probably win the 8th District in the state of Colorado. Connecticut, we don't really have much to see there. This 5th District is close. Some even expected this race to go for the Republican Party, and narrowly went blue. I do believe Democrats, however, will win the district. Now for the state of Delaware, nothing to talk about there. The state of Florida, it's quite a gerrymandered state, so there's nothing really to talk about there. Now for the state of Georgia. Again, a state that's very much packed. We have very solidly Republican and Democratic districts, nothing to talk about there. Hawaii, nothing to talk about there either. Idaho, nothing. Now for the state of Illinois, we also have a very gerrymandered map. Only 3 districts are considered Republican, all the others are Democratic. I do believe these characterizations are fair. The 13th district will probably also go likely. This is a map where both sides don't really have much opportunities of winning seats. Indiana, I don't think there's much to talk about there. The state of Iowa, we really only have one competitive district, that being the district of Zach Nunn. That's Nunn's district. He won by 0.7 in 2022. Democrats won by 0.3 in the presidential election level. This district is probably going to be close, but I do believe the incumbent will end up hanging on there. Now for the state of Kansas, I don't think nothing to talk about there. The incumbent in the 3rd district, which is Sharice Davids, very popular, should be able to win re-election. Now Kentucky, nothing really there. Louisiana, nothing there. The state of Maine, I do believe the 2nd district, Jared Golden, should be able to win. He is good at winning re-election. He won by 6.1 points. Again, there's some type of essentially ranked choice voting there, but I don't think that's going to affect it by that much. Now, for the next state, that will be the state of Maryland. Nothing really there. David Throne is probably going to win his seat, and Republicans are with Andrew Harris is probably going to win the state of Maryland as well. For the state of Massachusetts, nothing really there. The state of Michigan, we have 3 competitive seats. John James probably going to win. He only won by a very narrow margin in the previous election, just 0.5 points, so probably going to win. Dan Kinley, probably going to win again, he won by 10 points on the House level. Lisa Slotkin's district on Michigan 7th could be closer, but I do believe Biden will win the state of Michigan on presidential election level. I do believe for that reason, Democrats will probably also win the 7th district as well as the 8th, and as well as the 3rd district. As well as that, for the state of Minnesota, we do have one competitive district with Anjay Craig. I do believe she'll end up winning, especially considering that on the presidential election level, this is around a D+7 to D+8 district. So for the state of Mississippi, nothing really there. The state of Missouri, also nothing there. Montana, the 1st district is actually quite close. Ryan Zinke, not the most popular candidate, only won by 3% in Montana's 1st congressional district, supposedly a very red seat, voted for Trump by 7%. And really, Republicans did a very poor job in that district, but I think they'll probably still end up winning it. The state of Nebraska, nothing really there. Don Bacon, a pretty popular incumbent, probably not going to lose re-election. The state of Nevada, this state, it's also a very much dummy-mannered state, but I do believe Democrats will win all 3 districts. Realistically speaking, the 2nd district, very conservative, but the other districts, they're just slightly towards the Democratic Party, but they're probably going to go blue regardless. The state of New Hampshire, nothing really there. New Jersey, we have one competitive district with a 7th district, which is with Republican incumbent Tom Keene. He is in a D+4 district on the presidential election level, but I think he'll probably hang on. It's a very close one, but he'll probably hang on. So right now, Republicans are at 213 to Democrats 207. In the state of New Mexico, the 2nd district, Gabriel Vanquez probably going to win re-election. This district did vote for Joe Biden by 5.9 points on the presidential election level, so almost 6 points. Probably not going to go for the Republican Party. The next state is the state of New York. Again, we're likely going to see a lot of flips on the Democratic side. The New York Supreme Court is likely to overturn the current map, give Democrats full power to gerrymander the state's congressional districts. So I think what's going to happen, Democrats are probably going to secure the 19th district. They're probably also going to secure the 17th. They're definitely going to draw out George Santos' seat, and they also probably will draw out the New York 4th district for them. So they're going to have a decent amount of flips. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 flips. I think this district probably still remains to the Republican Party, but after the map is redrawn, we're likely going to see Democrats gain 4 seats just in the state of New York. The next state, the state of North Carolina. This state is different. The Republicans will have more authority to end up drawing the map. And I think they're definitely going to draw out some Democratic incumbents. They're probably going to draw out the 14th district for the Republican Party. They're probably going to secure that district. I think they're also going to secure the 13th district. But I don't think Republicans are going to go super aggressive to risk the map getting overturned again. So I think the 1st district and the 6th district probably still remains in Democratic hands. So Republicans at 216 to Democrats at 214. North Dakota, nothing there. Ohio, we're probably going to see the 13th district be a very close one. Marcy Caper is in a Republican-leaning seat, but she won re-election by 13 points. She's probably not going to lose. Amelia Skyers, she's someone who's in a D+3 seat on the presidential election level, and he overperformed Joe Biden, so she's also probably fine to win re-election. The state of Oklahoma, nothing really there. The state of Oregon, the 5th district is currently held by a Republican, but if you look at the presidential election level, this is a seat that voted for Biden by 9. So I don't know how she's going to hang on in the presidential election level, so probably going to go for the Democratic Party as well. Pennsylvania, we have 2 competitive districts. The 7th district, I'm pretty confident Susan Wild is probably going to win. Susan Wild is in the Democratic-leaning seat on presidential level, and she also overperformed the Democrats on the presidential level, so she's probably going to be fine. Matthew Cartwright, again, in a more conservative seat, but he's also an overperformer, so I think he'll probably end up winning the seat again. So Democrats are at 218, the Republicans 216. There's still one more competitive district. Rhode Island, not going to talk about there. South Carolina, we can skip. South Dakota as well, we can skip. The next state I'm going to take a look at is the state of Texas. I don't think there's going to be much dispute here. We have 3 likely districts for both sides. In total, that actually. On the presidential election level, Republicans only won the Texas's 15th district by 3%, but the Republican incumbent there won by 8. He is a pretty strong overperformer, so I think he'll probably end up winning again. The state of Virginia, we have the 2nd district going to the Republicans according to this model, which I cannot disagree with. Jen Kiggins probably going to end up winning re-election. Sure, this is a Democratic district, but it's only by +2, so nothing really significant there in favor of the Democrats. The state of Washington is the final state. Now, the 8th district with Kern Scheurer should be able to win re-election. Now, the 3rd district, this was a very large surprise. I had this district by Republican +6. Democrats ended up winning this district. So, very impressive performance there in 2022 for the Democratic Party. But this is a Republican +4 on the presidential election level. So I don't think that Democrats will end up winning this seat. Again, this is probably going to be close. I could get this wrong again like I did in 2022, but I think Republicans will end up winning. So the states of West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming, we don't really have much there. Finally, on the United States overall, we see that this is the map. Democrats do end up gaining a couple seats, thanks to the fact that they're going to gain 1 in Alabama thanks to redistricting, going to gain 4 in the states of New York, that is +5 right there. They're going to lose a couple in North Carolina, but redistricting will probably help them, or I should say gerrymandering, help them gain around 2 to 3 additional seats, just based off that. And I think in 2024, the generic ballot will be better for Democrats than 2022. Therefore, I have Democrats flipping the House at 218 to 217. Anything is possible under this map. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.